know you were a teenager before. I don't think you followed every single instruction of your parent. Let's talk about it. It's coming up right now on Amina's Moment. Hello and welcome to another Amina's Moment. I am Amina Hennings. Let's dive right in. All right, so parents, I'm talking to you. Let's see here. I want to take you back a little bit. I have a few questions to ask you, and I got my notes here. I'm ready to go. Did you listen to your parents 100% of the time when you were a teenager? I'll pause so you can answer. All right. Think about when you were 15 or 16 years old. Did your parents ever tell you to do something that you did not want to do? I'm going to pause. Crickets in the room. Okay. Did you always respond the way your parents wanted you to respond? I'm waiting. All right. If not, why? Why didn't you, as a teenager, listen to everything that your parent told you to do? Why didn't you respond the way they wanted you to respond? Why didn't you do that? What caused you not to do the things that your parents told you to do? Okay, what was it that blocked that particular area of obedience? All right, so got a couple more questions. Did your parents ever give you advice as a teenager that you did not take heed to? Didn't really want? What was it? I really don't want this. Did you ever feel like that as a teenager? All right. Did you appreciate all the advice that your parents gave you? Okay. The answers are coming in. If you answer the way that I believe that we all can answer, my question is, why? Why didn't you comply? Why weren't you obedient? Why didn't you listen? So we're going to stay right there with this particular topic for today. Teenagers are not always quick to listen. They're not always quick to respond in the way that their parents want them to. And sometimes they can be disrespectful. Let's be real about that. One of the things that I want you as a parent to remember is that at one point you were a teenager. I know that most teens and kids, they think that their parents are ancient. They were born adults. They have no idea what they're going through. That's not the case. You and I, we know that's not true. We were children. We were babies, going into toddlerhood, going into childhood, teenager years, early 20s, 30s, 40s, and all of that, on and on and on. We've experienced that. One of the things that I want to challenge you as a parent, don't forget that you were once a teenager. You were once in middle school. You were once one that may not have listened and obeyed every single thing that your parent told you to do. You may not have taken their advice the way they wanted you to. All of these pieces are clumped together, and I want you to put them together so that you remember. You weren't born 45 years old. You weren't born 55 years old. There was some growth. There was some learning. There were some bumps and bruises, disappointments. All of those pieces made you the person that you are today. So when you are dealing with your teenager, the first thing I want you to do is remember. They're in various stages. They're dealing with things that you may not have had to deal with. I know for me, as a high school counselor, I sit back and I'm like, I am so grateful that I don't have to deal with some of the things that our teens are dealing with today. I'm actually happy that I was born in 1982 and not in the 2000s. I'm happy about that because I know they are dealing with so many things. They're not equipped with every tool to handle every situation. Those are the things that I think about when my heart goes out to them, because I'm like, I know it has to be a lot. So let's get back to remembering when you were a teen. And I want to ask this question. And feel free, depending on where you're watching this video or listening to this podcast, what could have been said to you, whether it be with dating, with your education, with your friend selection, with your just life's choices. What could have been said to you by your parent to change your mind on a bad decision that you made? What could they have said? If you can't think of what they could have said, or if they could have said it differently, then maybe you may want to rethink your approach with your teen. Because if what you're saying in your mind, like, well, if they had maybe not yelled, and you're yelling at your teen, why are you surprised that they're not listening? Or if you said, maybe if they would have talked to me and maybe had more respect for me, and you're not doing that with your teen, why are you surprised that they're not responding in the way that you would want them to respond? So this particular thought today, this Amina's moment, is geared toward remembering, responding accordingly to those memories, and then reacting to your teens with that, I would say, group of thoughts. So you have those memories, because I was thinking, I'm like, you know what? There was a lot that I did so my husband and I, we're not in the parent teen yet, but 15 years in education, I know that's not a lot of time. I got it. But 15 years of dealing with teenagers, they've taught me a lot. They have guided me in the way that I even talk to them in my office, and how to even buffer or to advocate for them, whether it be with their parents or even with teachers, other staff members. They've taught me how to do it. They've taught me that you may not let me pause. You may not like what I'm doing, Mrs. Hennings, but you still respect me. That's huge, because it's a lot of things I don't agree with that they do, but I still respect them as individuals, because I don't want them to ever feel like I'm not a safe place. So parents, before you yell, before you're going off, or you feel like I'm just throwing my hands up, I can't do this anymore. Before you do that, I want you to think about, what could someone have said to you that would have made you make a different decision, turned it around a little bit. Think about kids or teens that they are tempted with vaping, with drugs of any kind, with alcohol, anything along those lines. And if you've ever tried those things as a teen, what could someone have said to you that would have been effective and made you say, wait a minute, pause, person, fill in your name. I don't think I want to go down this road. What was that? And until you come up with, and I know that this is, saying hindsight is 2020. I got it, as an adult. Yeah, look back, maybe I would have done things differently. But I really want you to take the time to think about how your parents responded to you, and think about, well, wait a minute, what if I do something a little bit different with my teenager, with my child, so that I can possibly get a different result? When you go down memory lane, think about what could have changed your mind. There is an example that I don't think I'm going to use, so never mind. I changed my mind real quick. But you know what? Nope, I'm going to share it. One of the things that I thought about with my mom, I'm going to be, hey, we're doing this thing together. I wish that she had given me a little bit more of maybe real world experienced guidance when it came to relationships, because I did not make the wisest decisions as a teen, because I just kind of went off of what I thought, and then I was influenced by other people, like my friends, that I feel like if she had, And I don't even know, because now I'm like really pondering this. What if she had said, you know what, I want to give you like a promise ring or something that of value, so that I would even value my virginity more. Let's be real. That's the one thing that came to mind. Like, what if that had happened? Would I have made a different decision? It's possible. But again, me as an adult thinking about that, I'm already experienced, and I see how life is, and I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute, what if there was something that we could have done together that I would have placed more value on me, Amina? So that's just my example. One example of many. If you have some thoughts that you could say, you know what, I think this would have worked with me, put it in the comment section, because you never know who you may help. We're going to continue this on another Amina's Moment. Thank you for joining me. I am so glad to be back, and I will see you next time.